as it comes, because in a thrilling, yet again pulsating FIH Pro League, the last encounter that India had in this calendar year, India have managed to beat the Red Lions. Yes, India have managed to beat Belgium 4-3 in what was an absolute thriller-minute hockey encounter that you saw in Antwerp. So, this 4-3 result by India has meant that they have ended their European leg of the Pro League with a win. But the scoreline will read 1-7. That is how India have ended their Pro League campaign, and this is why now India will not get direct qualification for the World Cup. You now will have to ensure that you win the Asian Championships and get there. Now, this was a very, very strange match when you look at it, because at the very beginning, India had managed to take the lead, but Belgium equalized. This happened not once, not twice, but thrice. One point, India had taken, they were trailing 3-2, 2-1, but they were heading 3-2, thanks to Amit Rohidas's fantastic penalty corner, and also because Dilpreet and the others were really going about brilliantly. But then you have in Belgium certain brilliant individuals in the form of Thibaut Stockbrooks, who managed to ensure that he got India back on level, that he brought Belgium back on level terms. But then, with 80 seconds to go, there was a foul. And one of the Belgian players got a yellow card, and after a lot of referrals, a penalty stroke was given. Now, it did look harsh. Normally, you can give a penalty corner, but then looking at the way how the entire situation panned out, it probably was a bit harsh to award that penalty stroke. But India would not be complaining, because in stepped Harmanpreet Singh, and with 80 seconds to go, slotted in that goal which ensured that India would end their FIH Pro League campaign on the ultimate of highs by winning it 4-3. If you look at the previous encounter against Belgium also, 6-3, India would have been ruining the fact that how could they let 2-3 goals in the final quarter. This time, they didn't concede a goal in the final quarter. That is where you see it. They won the match. And this is why you have to credit the Indian defense for finally stepping up. You also have to credit the likes of Amit Rohidas, Dilpreet, who all stepped up and ensured that India ended a 7-game losing streak. After doing well in India, when they came to Europe, they were undone by all the top teams that is there. They lost twice to Netherlands, which was expected, because considering that Netherlands are currently one of the best hockey teams in the world. You lost twice to Australia, that too in the final quarter. When 60 seconds were remaining, you conceded goals in the first and the second game against Australia, and that is why the Kookaburras also managed to beat you twice. But the two losses to Argentina was really, really surprising, because yet again, in the final quarters, you conceded the goals. And that is why now India will have to really deep think, because the World Cup will be held in Belgium and Netherlands in 2026 August. At about this time, you'll have to understand one major thing here, that India's performances in the Pro League is kind of a mirror to where do they stand when it comes to preparation for the World Cup. Because India have not won the World Cup for over 50 years now. 1975 was the last time India had won the had won the FIH World Cup. Now they haven't won it ever since then. So that's why this win kind of keeps them in a good frame of mind. But then there are huge number of problems, especially the defense. They have leaked so many goals in this European leg of the Pro League. When you look at the defense, a lot of work needs to be done. There has to be backup for the likes of Abhishek, Amit Rohidas, Dilpreet. You need all of them chipping in on a consistent basis. But for that, Fulton's strategy has to be implemented, in the sense, good attack is only possible, good defense. India have attacked. India have scored goals. They were in the lead, but the defense let them down in a big way. Now, after this, India will be really hoping that they get their hockey back on track, because they will now have to do well in the Asian Championships to ensure that they make it to the World Cup. But it is not good news for the women's team. because the women's team lost today to Belgium. And because of that, now, with England also winning, and their last two games for the women's team is against China, there is now serious threat that yes, they will be relegated if they finish last. Remember, whoever wins the Nations Cup makes it to the Pro League. Whoever finishes last in the Pro League gets relegated to the Nations Cup. The India women's team are in serious danger of getting relegated, because if they get relegated, they will miss out on 16 crucial games and tournaments which is there for the build up for the Olympics. And that is why this is not a good show for the India women's hockey team, who are struggling in a big way, and they look as if they are condemned to finish last in the FIH Pro League. So India's campaign in the Pro League is over. Now, at the time of doing this live, Australia, the Kookaburras were trailing 1-2 against England. If they lose this, they have two more games in which they have to ensure that they win it, and win by a really big margin, because they will be then level with Netherlands. Netherlands have finished all their games, but Australia have got tricky encounters against Germany coming up. So the title race is still wide open. Belgium have been dented today, so that's why it's going to be a really big scene that you're looking at it. And Harsh AG is like asking, I've already answered those questions. Harsh, Manu John is saying, this time hockey will surely go for a toss. It's looking tough. Let's make one thing very clear. You are the best team in Asia. By a country mile, you are the best team in Asia. But as far as the world is concerned, you are still miles behind Netherlands and Australia. You are miles behind the Dutch and the Kookaburras. You kind of took revenge against the Belgians for what they did in the Olympics, as well as what they've done in the previous editions of the Pro League against you. But there's still a lot of work to be done. But Harsh, but every match we lost, they were very even match. But then it doesn't matter, Harsh. You lost a chance to win a higher medal in the Olympics when, with just 5 minutes to go, you conceded a goal against Germany. That's how fine the margins are. It doesn't matter at that point in time whether you're even or not. The final result matters in hockey. And that is where India will have to really serve. Pressure moments yet again. You collapsed. Pressure moments. That is the way we are looking at it. Thunderbird is like, still you're playing old style hockey. Last time in the Olympics, UK was playing absolute beast, although we won. Well, if you're still playing old style, and if you still think that the rest of the world is going to slip up, forget about it. The Dutch and Australia, they are your ultimate opponents when you have to look at it. So FIH Pro League is over. I don't think now India will win Olympics. That's what others think. But Ajad, that is 3 years down the line. You don't know how many players are going to come, which team will have a transition. You don't know. The Dutch look very strong. Australia might be in a transition phase. Belgium, they will always step up in the game when it matters. So yes, it is looking tough. 2 bronze medals that you got. You beat Germany and then you beat Spain. And that is why this is going to be very interesting indeed. So yes, India's campaign in the Pro League is over. Now it's all up to the Asian Championships, whether India can win that and qualify for the World Cup in that sense. Now, the next major event that you've got for hockey is the World Cup. That's going to happen in August in Belgium and Netherlands. Let's see how that is going to happen. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this edition of the FIH Pro League. Title race still wide open. India's campaign is done. India women's team will be taking on China for 2 games. If they win both of them, they might escape relegation. But if they don't, they are done for. They are relegated to the Nations Cup next time. So thank you so much, folks. Bye-bye. See you soon.